kills, double positive with just 12 deaths to get a 3-0 victory for FaZe. But we're moving into game 2. G1 Native Red. This one seems to be going back and forth. G1 just need 3 kills to get away with this game. Native Red, though, trying to steal this one away. Camouflage is up, and G1 had the position. They're going to be able to go incognito as Talik looks to find the kill on Sav. The trade makes it to 48. Suppress.
Unfortunately, that trade comes through. I mean, you cannot afford, and I mean, Tools take it away. 49-46 right now.
Yeah, it's just there's no opportunity to make the comeback happen. The camouflage was too much. Native Red get close, but not able to pull it home. And now we move into a pivotal game 3 for this Native Red team, who have had 2 very close games that have just been pulled away for them at the last moment. It really feels like that oddball might come to haunt them, Clutch.
I mean, the oddball, the Slayer, they're both close games, but I always say, like, you can't lose close games and expect to win series or tournaments, right? Because there's going to be games where you get momentum, they get momentum, and there's like exponential score being gained on one side throughout those times. But the games that are close are usually the ones that decide the series, the ones that keep you up at night, that you always think about. And right now, I mean, Native Red are going to be thinking about games 1 and games 2 of that series, no matter how far that series goes, whether it's a 3-0 or it goes to game 5. But right now, I mean, we get an opportunity to recap the Sentinels FaZe Clan series, and I mean, it's a series of what ifs for Sentinels. I think if you take a look holistically at the entire series, like, Sentinels struggled to get a lot of the sandbox on the map. And that came back to bite them time after time after time, whether it was rockets on streets, whether it was camo on recharge, and the shock rifle on recharge that Renegade absolutely did work with, and overshields on live fire. I mean, I don't think they got a single overshield throughout the game. And 250 to 226, you have to think an overshield makes the difference there.
Yeah, I think that might have came back to haunt them. I feel like Sentinels had great moments, right? We saw great moments in each of the game, but yeah, either they let the game get too far gone ahead of time, or it was just better overall play from FaZe. But I will say, I do like this new Sentinels roster with Suspector. I've been really impressed with him in particular. You can see the rest of this bracket. Optic, it was able to take down Proton 3-0. Complexity taking that first game over Native White, so we'll have to keep an eye on that score as we continue on. But this G1 Native Red game, I think, has everyone's eyes.
Yeah, as it should, right? I think as you look at the series from this graphic and you see 2-0, you're like, hey, G1's rolling. Not quite the story that this series and these games have pertained. I mean, we only saw the end of round 3 and the end of game 2, but both of those down to the absolute wire as far as close as a game could probably be. For Native Red to be down, we'll have to see on live fire strongholds if they're able to mentally stay in this and rebound, or are these close games going to really take a toll on their mentality here for this series?
I think the good part for Native Red, right, is that they're going into, I think, one of their best game modes in strongholds. Native Red is a team that came into fruition during the end of Halo 5. And this is, I think, a game mode that they are extremely proficient at, where they kind of got a lot of their HCS experience on this game type in particular. I feel like the Halo 5 kids have a huge advantage on these strongholds games.
Yeah, you asked me a question earlier in the day when we were referencing complexity regarding, like, hey, do you think these team changes made these teams better? And something I really stuck out and said was, hey, I think a lot of teams that made changes, it's going to benefit them because they weren't stuck in their ways. They didn't feel like they were stuck with this team. They wanted to try and change it up. I think this was a good point in the season to do so. I actually love the fact that Native Red stuck together with how long these guys have been together. This is truly a phenomenal story that these guys have going. They've been playing together for years at this point as a solid 4. I mean, there's been a couple of times where maybe they weren't this exact 4, where they had King Nick at one point and Manny went away, but they came back together. They have the same goal. They've experienced so much of their careers together. And I actually love the fact that even though Druck wasn't able to make it to the last tournament and they weren't able to compete as a squad, and maybe that placing didn't go as well, they didn't panic and make a decision to make a team change when they had such a strong performance at the last World Championship. And I love the fact that we're going to get more opportunities to see these guys play together and figure it out as a unit.
Yeah, this is now the longest tenured team since that Sentinels roster, or what was the Sentinels roster, now the FaZe roster has made their change. Native Red is the team that has the longest history with each other, and it's truly a Cinderella story because none of these guys were really established pro players before they really formed this team.
Triple kill.
Soul Snipe opens up with a triple kill. He's thinking about getting more, but just the history of these guys grinding together. It was Soul Snipe and Druck at the last event of Halo 5 that got their first top 6 placing, and from there they formed this team, and it's been going on. And I think Tolic's been a big difference maker. His ability to make plays on the map has just been second to none. I really think that Tolic's going to be something special in the HCS.
I think he is something special in the HCS. Couldn't agree more with you. Tolic is a continuous top tier slayer in this league. No matter who they're playing, he's usually at the top of the leaderboard for this Native Red squad. Gives them a lot of firepower, but it's everybody on this team that brings their own special pieces to the puzzle that make this team such a threat to teams like Gamers First, to teams like Optic and FaZe.
Oh, the trip cap is in, and the hurt's being felt from G1. They have to get into C, but look at Native Red. They're flying forward. They're looking to retake right away. Suppress, maybe be able to get on this flank and make something happen. Manny gets a second kill, and G1, they sent all those resources to get C back home just for it to flip once again. And now a sniper coming up. This trip cap looks to get even more dangerous as Manny gets a sniper in his hands.
A little bit of an overextension there. You overheat, but not a bad time to overheat. You got the trip cap up over 50, starting to feel yourself. You see the confidence in Native Red isn't over yet, even though you've lost 2 games in this series.
It's like, I love that expression of overheating. Sometimes it feels like you just get away with yourself when everything's going right, and they did give the sniper up to G1. Falcated has that in his hands, and G1, look at this response. Immediately a trip cap in, and now Foul with the sniper. He found the first. Druck's going down as well. G1, what an emphatic response.
Yeah, I said maybe not the worst time to overheat. Well, teams like G1, you're going to get punished if you make a mistake like that. Manny over challenges one time. That trip cap that they had now turns into a trip cap for Gamers First. But not only that, Falcated finds himself the snipe that Manny goes down with and puts it to work. And now G1 have the lead, have an overshield in hand to play around, and Native Red are going to be kicking themselves for that mistake.
There's just nothing they could do. Boo Boo Doobu got the overshield. Saw C was so close to being captured, but they were able to take away those players, get the reset at home, and now they're looking to put a trip cap in once again. Manny trying to recover as much as he can, just trying to get damage down. Throws Boo Boo Doobu out of the hill. It'll reset the hill for now.
Yeah, great repulse there. Knocks him out of the hill, gets the reset, and that's an overshield. Pretty much wasted time bot on the side of Native Red. You would have been in a trip cap a lot sooner if you didn't hit that play, but unfortunately it's a good play that might go unnoticed as the onslaught from Gamers First continues. Respawner's not even up yet as the rest of Native Red gets slaughtered over by Tower, and this trip cap they're going to continuously push. Gamers First are feeling themselves.
This G1 team is just not standing still. They are going to keep playing forward. 5 perfect shots from Falcated, bringing us back to the single fire days with that bandit rifle. And Sav is already collecting the 3rd hill once again. This feels like a continuous trip cap that just will not stop for Native Red. They need to find a way to recover, but the pressure has just been so severe.
Lead up almost to 100 points right now. What was looking such a strong start for Native Red, now it's all Gamers First. A double out of Foul, the aggressiveness hopping into C, and you can bet your last dollar on this series that they're gonna press the trip cap once again. They're flying to B.
Looking to get into this action once again. Native Red was able to get the stop the scoring for just a moment, but it's literally just a moment. Look at this, G1 putting a trip cap back on board once again. This response has been some of the best Halo I've ever seen. And now suddenly with the overshield coming back, the shroud screen is going to make it easy for Boo Boo Doo. He has the extra shields to work with. Snipers up once again. Native Red struggling to play forward from their respawn as Boo Boo Doo's just tanking the damage. The pink mist might be enough for the double. His teammate comes in for the finish. Boo Boo Doo, he's still alive. The pink mist gets him some assists, no kills, but Native Red just have not been able to recover.
I mean, Falkid is 19, 5, and 8. Boo-Boo-Doo's got 12 assists to his name. Everybody's doing their thing, and the power weapons are flowing on the side of Gamers First. They're so aggressive right now. You can feel the momentum hasn't stopped since Falkid had first picked up that snipe and they were in a trip cap. And with that, this game is going to be all she wrote very shortly if Falkid keeps this up.
Oh my God, he's just in the flow state. Hits the double, and now just 10 seconds for G1 to win this game. It's a last second push from Native Red. They're able to get into B, but can they recover? Suppressed is going to work with Sab to try to finish this one out. Suppressed going to have to go back to home, so they're going to give up this hill for now, but the power weapons are still in their hands. Suppressed misses the first, misses the second, the third is the charm though. Druck going to see the respawn screen. And we're going to see a push from G1 looking to get towards that C capture as they push both players through bottom mid.
Suppress finds the first kill, the second kill, and that's going to be the dominoes starting to fall. The winner's bracket run from Native Red starting to end like it never began at this point. It's about to be a 3-0, but Druck does a good job to play defense there. That triple keeps them in the game for now.
And buys them opportunity. Now, that was one of the filthiest triple kills we'll see of the game. Unfortunately, it comes at a desperate moment for this team with Overshield coming up. Manny and Druck work together, the long distance pair, able to find the first kill, but Suppressed, he's trying to get the Overshield away. He is going to be able to put it on the body, and now this is an opportunity for G1 to find an immediate solution to their problems as they start to push their numbers towards B.
I love this play from Suppress. He takes the cleanest route to not lose any of that overshield, and now he's going to make his way to the only win condition on the map, the B stronghold. He finds himself a double. Unfortunately, doesn't play his life maybe well enough to stay alive back there. Wanted the triple, rightfully so. Last player alive gets taken down, and that's going to be B being transferred over. It is going to be respawners into A now, as this chaos needs to figure out its way into Native Red's hands. They need a couple of slays to stay in this once again.
Native Red love to play fast, and they're not slowing down for anything. You see players just marching forward on these plays. Druck trying to get a hold of B. Manny's going to be able to clean up the first, and Suppress trying his best to stay alive at Nest, but slowly and surely Native Red is clawing their way back into this game, and it's off this aggressive push that we're consistently seeing from them. As they have a 2-cap still, the A push is stopped, and now Native Red not only looking to come back, they're looking to come back with a trip cap as they look to capture C.
Yeah, they almost need a trip cap to guarantee this win, but right now, I mean, like, the score, it's not as far as it was. I mean, they're doing everything they can to stay in this one. Snipe in the hands of Druck, it would be a really nice to have to get the first pick before this push comes through. A nice body shot's going to push Valve back. But the positioning from Druck here is almost perfect.
They have the setup. Tolix looking to find more. He's playing for the trip cap. The last second Boo Boo Doo save is going to stop the flag, stop the hill from being captured, but the shroud screen comes out to help. Shot's not going to come in. Soul Snipe is not going to be able to get the overshield on. Oh no, that might be a huge blunder from the side of Native Red, but the overshield is still not down for grabs. The last player alive, it's Falcated. He gets the overshield on body, and well, Native Red brought themselves all the way back to 231, but the extra shields, it might be too much. Tolic needs to go big. Tolic tries to get him out of the hill, but Tolic can't survive. Tolic goes down. It's another 2 players. They are going to be able to save A. The capture's still in, but now the numbers towards B. It's open. G1's trying to get back towards that hill. They just need to capture and hold for 8 more seconds. Finally scoring once again after 170 unanswered points. G1 might just be able to save this game. Suppress goes huge, getting A for his team. 4 more seconds. Druck, can he get in time? Druck, he's into the hill. Oh, Sam runs out of ammo. Trucky's still alive. He goes down. No, that's the game. G1. Just at the last moment. Oh my God. Too close for comfort.